is Xelliss? And how can you find out how to become a part of this amazing company? Well, my name is Karin Angeli from KarinAngeli.com. I teach and train network marketers how to build their network marketing business, as well as talk about some of my favorite products and services as well. And today, I really want to talk about this amazing company called Xelliss. Xelliss was actually just rebranded here in the US from a company called Natura4Ever and is now Xelliss, okay? Literally just launched, okay? Days ago it launched, actually 2 days ago, it launched here in the US. And what I love about this company is that it is a startup company here in the United States. However, it has had 6 years of solid growth over in Europe. That's what I absolutely love about this. It's a startup company without the risk of a startup company. Some of the other things that I've loved about what I've seen so far about this company is that it has a phenomenal compensation plan, okay? I actually wanted to bring one of my amazing friends, Ann Feinstein, to actually share a little bit more about this compensation plan, as well as these one-of-a-kind products, okay? So recently, my entire team decided to join this amazing rock star, Ann Feinstein. And I don't know if you know anything about her, but she has been in the network marketing industry for 30 years, okay? She is a Hall of Famer in the industry. She's actually become one of the top 1% income earners within the entire industry, okay? So when my entire team and I saw that Ann Feinstein was locking arms with this amazing company, Xelliss, we just knew we had to connect with her, okay? And so I actually brought her along. I wanted you to take a look at a webinar that she did recently, okay? I'm gonna connect that webinar to this video so that you can just get some more information about the company, about the products, and about this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, okay? So I'm gonna send you on over to Ann where you can get some more information, and then I'll pop back at the end where I've got an amazing surprise for you, okay? So hang out till the end of this webinar because, like I said, I've got an amazing surprise that you don't want.
Austin, thanks for the wonderful introduction, and it's great to hear and see all of you this evening coming in from all over the United States and from all the way over to the pond in Europe. It's so exciting to see an international representation as we see in front of us, and I tell you, 30 years gives you a pretty good perspective as to what works and what works even better. And I can tell you that one of the things that was very attractive was the fact that we had a list of non-negotiable items that just had to be addressed, okay? For Tim Edwards, who you're going to hear from in just a little bit, who also has 30 years of experience, myself, Austin Zuloff, who has multiple decades of experience in the network marketing and also the direct sales, for us to come together, lock arms with a dynamic leadership team and also a dynamic corporate team over in Luxembourg who have been in business now for 7 years, we saw something magical. And so what we're going to be talking about tonight is how excited we are and how this is fitting into a lot of what's going on in today's world and how this can be a benefit to all of us here. So with that, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share some slides with you and we'll have a chance to kick this off. But I have to say that one of the things that I found very exciting was the fact that, you know, as we deal with the problems that we're facing today, and who would have thought just a couple of months ago we'd be facing the biggest challenges that probably most of us have ever faced in our lifetime. And these world problems are creating the biggest market opportunities. And I will tell you that that's been the perspective that I have looked at in terms of my 30 years of experience and being involved in the health and wellness profession from the network marketing arena. and seeing what people were told out there. We call it, the big lie. And that is, if you're one of the millions of people that have been sold on organic foods are the answer to your nutritional needs, well, I've got to tell you that there's some issues out there. And one of those issues is, as the New York Times pointed out in a very poignant article, is that they're breeding the nutrition out of our food. And with the over-farming and the soil depletion, our bodies aren't getting what it needs. So what do we do about it? Well, we look at the fact that today's broccoli can be 80 times less the phytonutrients that it was, years ago when the farming and the soil and all of that was rich. Golden Delicious apples, 100 times less phytonutrients. So the idea here is that technology allows science to analyze the phytonutrient content of our food, and we can actually do something about it. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to look at and say, what if we could use the same nutrients that Olympians are using to power their bodies for peak performance? And even NASA, as you're going to hear about what we're talking about tonight, gives the same superfood that we're offering to feed the US astronauts in space. I mean, that got my attention. So what's the answer? Well, what if there was a simple and affordable way to outperform expensive organic foods, high-end supplements, and CBD oils? That's what we're going to be talking about tonight with the introduction of this biotechnology company from Europe. And if you look at this beautiful picture here of Xelliss, you'll have the same reaction that I did, and that is Star Wars, Star Trek, meets the future. And when I saw this, it just screamed to me of something so dynamic and amazing that has been perfected over the last 7 years in preparation for what we're doing here in the United States. So you're going to be hearing about Xelliss. And the focus here is, taking this company and creating an exciting story. And the story comes from our award-winning Spirulina and this technology called photobioreactors. If you look at this picture in front of you, you'll see this top right-hand corner here. You'll see that there is, the way most spirulina is grown, it's grown in outdoor lakes. It's done in open areas where there's all kinds of pollutants that could come into it. Pollutants from underneath, pollutants from the outside climate, the environment. I mean, gosh, guys, we heard just today in talking to some people, they were doing this out in the West Coast. Well, you kind of figure out today that may not be the best place to be in the last couple of months with what's going on out there. If you just look outside your window, every one of us has a different climate, a different environment, different temperatures. Just imagine if you were able to contain that, and that's what you see at the bottom there. Contain it and create the right environment that is totally non-contaminated, that gives it the right science, the right technology, computer formulated, generated, and also controlled, to be able to take what we see at the top here as a contaminated spirulina that's open, that's not dense, that doesn't have the biomass, but allows for all kinds of contamination. And you can see what happens when you have a fully contained biomass that fills out and makes it nice and rich and gives a lot of nutrients, that where we have the iron, the beta carotene, and a very specific blue protein called phycocyanin. Now, I actually came across, Tim, one person in the last several months who actually knew what phycocyanin was and went, wow, you have been able to create a product that has phycocyanin that's in the non-contaminated environment as you described. I mean, that was something that was so dynamic because of the understanding of how rich this superfood is and how rich this protein is. And you're going to understand that we've been able to take this and create products that everyone around you is going to want to need. Now, the reason for that is that we've created something called A3 powder, which is our spirulina powder. It also comes in a capsule form. And if you look at the types of benefits, I always look at what are the benefits. What are the benefits that we can talk about? You go and you Google, go to Mr. Google and Google spirulina. It's going to blow your mind when you see the benefits that you can get from spirulina. Now, just imagine the benefits you can get from spirulina in something that is fully rich in full biomass. And just imagine the concentration of that, either in a powder or a capsule, where it's helping with immunity and mood and pain sensitivity, cholesterol, increasing the energy and metabolism, high in chlorophyll and protein, and is an incredible source of amino acids and minerals. And you're going to hear some powerful stories about how this product is impacting people's lives in a very short period of time. Now imagine taking that spirulina and putting it into a beverage that everybody drinks. I mean, it's one of the highly consumed beverage worldwide, and that is coffee. And if you can imagine marrying it with a beautiful European espresso coffee. So all those coffee, and snobs, I guess is the best word, is what I am one of them, that wants the best tasting coffee in the world. I love the European coffee. So imagine taking that and creating the most delicious, at the same time, the most nutrient beneficial coffee out there on the market, giving cellular micronutrition in a beverage that you're drinking every single day. And the beautiful thing about this, as we said, it had to be a right now product. It had to be science. It had to be a patented product, and our processes are all patented. Our biomass protein, spirulina, is patented. So nobody else in the universe can have that, okay, that kind of a product in that kind of technology for $39 a month, guys. Okay, this is mind-blowing in the network marketing space. We then take that protein out of the spirulina and we create something called phycocyanin. This is a super antioxidant. We've been able to put this into a beautiful little packet like this. You can throw it in your briefcase, you can throw it in your purse, you can throw it in your pocket. Athletes are using it, Olympians are using it, people who love to work out, and anyone that needs extra energy, because it's 75 milligrams of phycocyanin and also 1,000 flower honey for natural clean energy. Now, what's great about this particular product is that it also helps to dissipate the lactic acid in the muscles. And that's where people that are working out and they're feeling the pain in their muscles and during their, the athletic performance that they're doing, they have to slow down. Well, guess what? This helps to dissipate that. And that's why world champions and Olympians are using this particular product and the phycocyanin, okay, for great benefit. Now, most phycocyanin is costing $200 for 75 milligrams. Well, guess what? Because we produce our own and we can produce a lot of it, it's about $2.50, okay, per packet of 75 milligrams. Guys, that's another mind blower. We have a day, an AM and a PM phycocyanin. It comes in a little liquid form, okay? You can actually take a capful. If you're like me and Tim and Austin, we do the chugs. Others of you probably want to put it into a glass, and I say it's, the nectar of the gods, because look at this color. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Tastes delicious. And it has different benefits, okay? The AM is giving the vitamin C for antioxidant protection. It's helping to support the immune system. It's protecting the cells from oxidative stress, which is a big deal today, okay? That helps to reduce fatigue. Now, most of the people I know are walking around, feeling moody, tired, achy, stressed, okay? So just with these products we talked about so far, we can be addressing a lot of the problems that people are facing today. We then took a formulation of our phycocyanin. We then take a wind down formula. We call it the PM, Phycocy PM. And with that, we have a delicious mango, cinnamon, ginger flavor. It has reishi mushrooms in it, which helps with mood and stress, and ketonic, which also is stress, dealing with releasing stress. Gosh, guys, you can actually help somebody come down at the end of a long, busy day and be able to be in a good, balanced state, okay? We have a sport product, okay, which is giving people peak performance, increasing their endurance, cellular energy, so they have, again, the vitamins they need, the helping to deal with the lactic acid in the body, breaking that up. So for intense activity, athletic competition, or just a high performance type person, this is a very, very good formulation. And it contains L-arginine, which is one of the 20 essential amino acids, and that helps to make up our protein. So we've got a nice, variety of products to kick off our U.S. market here in the United States. And so what I want to do is I want to call on some folks who are going to share their stories with you. But I also want to mention that we have some pretty dynamic things coming down the road. We have a revolutionary weight management product that I've been able to do an early tasting of, and it's coming very soon in the October, November. But I can tell you it helps to burn away that center fat, the visceral brown fat around your organs and tissues, helping ladies, guys, with that bloated look and the belly fat, and now actually helping people shrink and take down a couple of belt notches or dress sizes. I've lost 6.5 pounds, guys. Okay, and this was I called it my, the last couple of months, we've all eaten a little more than we probably should have, or we usually do. And so it's helped to eradicate that and to be able to move it on. So with that, I'm going to open it up. We've got some people here who are going to share some great stories with us. And I'm going to kick it off with Tara.
Hey, Tara Windsor here. And the cool part is I'm a mom of 2 amazing kids and truly been blessed to have a stepdaughter that I've been able to be a part of her life. Very much active in the gym, biking, hiking, more than definitely a huge part of my life right from the get-go. And here about 10 months ago, I injured my back to the point that I'm on disability and not having any strength and needing to, rebuild and bring back that strength. And Tim reached out to me and shared the A3 Spirulina, and I got on it, and in about 2 weeks time my pain level went from a 5 to about from an 8 to about a 5. We're not going the opposite way, no way. Anyway, and it's absolutely made a huge difference in my world. I can see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. I've been able to stand longer than 15 minutes, which I never was able to prior to this. And by far, it's absolutely given me my life back and my kids' mom. So that's the important part. Back to you.
Good evening, all. This is Jay Ray. And about 5 months ago, in the midst of tax season, I happened to work in finance. And I was highly stressed. The stakes are very high working with money. And I was also at the brink of turning 50, which meant I was hyper aware of some of the ailments that I was dealing with. Number one, an inability to sleep. And number two, very, very poor respiratory health. And I had a brief conversation with Austin, and initially I tried the A3 Green. And within 2 weeks, I was sleeping in a manner that I had not since my college days. What that also did for me is gave me clarity of mind and better energy so that I was more effective and more efficient during the workday. Secondly, I got on the FICO Sci Extreme. Watch this. I can take a deep breath once again without going into an uncontrollable coughing fit. You have no idea what that does to me. It's helped me get back in the gym. I'm more active once again. And I'm just utterly thankful for what these products have done for me. Oh, by the way, 3 weeks ago, I got married. Thanks.
Hey guys, Dr. Joshua Mall here, your spine ninja chiropractor. I want to tell you my experience real quick. I've had a number of different nutritional supplements come across my radar as a holistic doc, and after I really did the research with this, I discovered that this was something really unique, really special. After only a week of being on the FICO Sci Extreme, as well as the Green A3, my sleep quality and duration drastically improved. I didn't have that 2:30 tired feeling. I was laser focused throughout the whole day, still am. And the thing that really caught my attention, though, was my overall bodily pain. What was almost non-existent. Now, you got to understand, I adjust 50 to 60 people a day, and I have to be on point mentally and physically. On top of that, I've had 2 shoulder surgeries, 2 knee operations, and a major back surgery. So I, needless to say, carry a lot of scar tissue. But since being on Xelliss, I feel phenomenal. I'm firing on all cylinders and feel like I'm in my 20s again. Thanks, guys.
You're on mute, Ann.
Thanks. So many things are happening for people. I get so excited with these stories to be able to see people making changes, to be able to have the kind of changes that are going on. For each and every person you're going to come across is going to have something else. And we've got something for their health. We've got people on this for the energy, for the clarity, for the focus, the sleeping, weight loss, all the things that are so vital today with all the stresses that are going on. So guys, this is what makes it, the first part of this, a real dynamic solution. Well, the second problem is the health pandemic has also created a financial pandemic for a lot of people. And tens of millions of people around the world are going to be out of work and dealing with a financial crisis. So what are their options? Well, they could look at, different scenarios in order to make a difference for their families. They could look for a job or profession. They could trade time for money. They could be a doctor, lawyers. Okay, they're doing procedures, but it's still billing for hours. They could be in a business or a franchise, but their liability and risk there, as you know, it's expensive to start. They have high overhead. And then there's network marketing, which is what I discovered 30 years ago, and I can never imagine going back. Okay, it's made such a significant difference in our life because of the leveraged income. The cost is effective. It's a high potential opportunity for those that match the activity level and do the things that we're going to show you how to do here. Low risk and also being pandemic proof, which for today is a big issue for people. So how does the compensation plan work? Well, the beautiful thing about this compensation plan is that it starts off with, people are concerned about a monthly cost. Well, here in our business, we have a point system, and every product that you heard about has point value to it so that there is a unified point value around the world. And we have a 45 point value, which can come from a customer. Okay, so you could have a customer who is using the Phycocide Blues, for example, and that would be enough to start your business. Then as you go up in rank, okay, you'll go up to 90 points, and that can be either your own personal consumption or the consumption of your customers. Now, we have what we call a dual team process here. So you're building 2 teams, a left team and a right team. And that's probably one of the most lucrative ways to build a network marketing business, because everybody in that team is benefiting from the fact that one person is being placed underneath and so forth. And so I love the fact that instead of having to build straight across, I can build teams into 2 different teams and I can support them. The second thing is, and we also have, a process where you're earning 12%, okay, of the smaller of the 2 teams, and that can continue to build as your organization continues to grow. We have a customer acquisition program. You can earn approximately 30% between the wholesale and retail, and any extra volume beyond the 45 points or the 90 points, depending on what rank you're at, okay, goes into the smaller of the 2 legs. Guys, I've never seen that before. So that's really exciting. We have a fast start bonus. You're going to learn about the different activation kits that we have here in the United States, and you can earn up to $100 on every person that you sponsor, depending upon the activation kit they start with. But get this, okay, in the first 40 days of them being in business, you as their sponsor is also going to earn up to $50 on every person that they sponsor. Okay, you go out there and help build several people in your organization. You're going to see what I'm seeing right now is, ka-ching, 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 as these bonuses are coming in the back office. That gets exciting. We also have a leadership bonus that starts at a level called the Emerald level. 1% of all of the volume, okay, is put into a pool and is divided up by shares according to whether you're at an Emerald level and up. And that can be very lucrative. And I've never seen it start at that level, at the Emerald level. And you'll understand what that is when you get together with the person that invited you here. We also have a car bonus. Okay, I've been in network marketing businesses where the car bonus started at $250 at a much higher level than what we're suggesting here at Xelliss. Okay, and the cool thing is this can go up to $1,000. You know, it could be for your car payments, it could be for the insurance and so forth. You get a pretty cool car for $1,000 a month, okay, to be able to take care of and pay for that. Exotic vacations. I've heard Tim describe this. I've described it as, you know, you're sitting on the beach under a cabana, drinking out of a coconut, okay, with all of your team. Your feet are in the sand. You're looking around saying, you know what, we worked hard. We're going to play hard. You build these relationships with people. This is the beautiful time that you really get to be together, working together playing together with your team. And I love these exotic vacations. I've been all over the world. You know, we say, let's go celebrate on the beaches of the world, Tara. Monthly rank bonus. Okay, that's another one that is unique here to Xelliss. It starts at $75. It goes up to $5,000 per month. Okay, per month. That becomes like a really nice base situation for a lot of people. Okay, and imagine not just one-time rank bonus where everybody runs hard and then everybody goes afterwards and drops down. But if you stay at those ranks and your people stay at the ranks because they're earning something monthly, it gives them an additional incentive. And guess what? Okay, you can also have someone who just wants to build a retail business. Okay, Joshua is a chiropractor. He has a friend who's a chiropractor. He wants to use the products in his practice. He comes on board. He may not want to build the business, but he has a great retail business within his chiropractic. He can go and build and get the car program and get the exotic vacations and get all these things, okay, these bonuses as a retailer. Guys, that is unique here as well. Now, the real deep, exciting money comes from the check match, okay? Because if you can imagine earning between 25 to 40%, okay, 7 levels in depth in your organization based on them earning, you know, the income from the smaller of the two legs, that check match can be huge. Somebody that's earning $10,000 on that particular bonus could be up 25% paid to you, which could be a serious amount of money, $250 a month, $2,500 a month on just one person. Now imagine if they had several people on their first level and their second level and their third level and their fourth level. This is the experience that I had, okay, in our previous company where we had very deep organizations, okay, with people building in depth. And this is where most of the money came from in the check match. So guys, 25 to 40% I have never seen before. Most of the time, it's somewhere between 5 to 10%, and it goes down to 1%. So this is huge, and this is exciting. I hope you get excited about this when you're thinking about a comp plan that makes sense and makes money and is lucrative. The system, okay? The beauty of all this comes together when you have a system that helps people, you know, do the right things at the right time with the right information. And for most people, they want to know, well, how do I get started? You put them on the app. This is called the Exponential Growth Generator. You can load it onto your phone. You can load it into your computer. It's great integrated system. It gives you tools. It gives you scripts. It gives you emails that will continue to go out to people that you invite into the system. We've got some really cool things where there's even a survey to get, you know, your cousin and your uncle and your brother who's not interested in building a network marketing business. But if you say to them, hey, I've got a 20-second survey, you could win, you know, a laptop or one of the other gifts we're going to be giving away. You know, would you take a 30-second survey? Well, just yesterday, my brother said, sure, I'll take a 30-second survey. Well, guess what? He takes the survey, okay? He realizes, well, we're talking about weight management. We're talking about his kids' health, his animals' health, you know, and so forth, weight loss, immune system boosting. And then he starts to get intrigued, and then he submits that, and he gets invited to look at a presentation. And right there is a presentation on demand. Okay, so how much effort did it take to get him to say, hey, take a look at a 30-second survey? That's what Tim and the great guys over at Rapid Funnel have built into this system, including mentoring from the top leaders in our company, which are top level coaches, mentors. People pay thousands of dollars for these people. Well, that's going to be all included as well. And it automates your smartphone into an online global business. Now, the beautiful thing is we have packs, okay? So all the things you heard about today, we have narrowed down this amazing company's offerings into these packs. We have a personal pack. It's going to give you products for yourself to consume, to use. 1 FICO-SI AM, 1 sleeve of the coffee, 1 FICO-SI Extreme that I spoke about, for the high energy, and 2 of the A3 Spirulinas for $149, guys, but there's a value of $250 retail. I mean, this is huge. This is exciting. And everybody purchases a kit, an enrollment kit, a rep kit, however you call it, of information, brochures, pamphlets, booklets. It'll be tickets to events. It'll be a really beautiful, beautiful pack that Austin is putting together with the corporate team. And that is a personal pack. Another option is a business pack. Okay, the business pack is $399. This is a very doable pack. Okay, it's $660 retail value. So you could keep one of each of these products for yourself, sell the rest, and make $370. To me, that's a great business decision. It's going to give you some of the FICO-SI AM, the PM, the Sport, the coffee. It's going to give you the Extreme, the powder, and the capsules of the A3. And also, you're going to purchase a kit separate from the pack. Then the bigger pack is the professional pack. And that just gives you more product of the same. It's $799. And I can tell you there are a lot of companies out there that are out there with their bigger packs of $1,000 and above. This will give you a value of $1,600 retail. So you can actually recoup $1,100 doing the same thing I mentioned for the business pack. So guys, you have these different options to get your business started. And that brings us back to the fact that, big opportunities are bringing, or problems are bringing opportunities, and we have solutions. Millions of people are going to bed every night praying for a financial solution. They're praying for a health solution. They're looking for a plan B. They want to know what else they can do in their lives in order to make a difference. And guess what? You have the solution that they're seeking. So where else can you find, in summary, a ground floor, meaning a company that is starting here in the United States. It's a ground floor opportunity connected to a successful company from Europe that has built an infrastructure over the last 7 years. So that takes away all the risk of having a startup, but having something exciting, new that nobody has ever heard of before, with cutting edge biotechnology that gives our body what it needs, helps you to save money, phycocyanin being the next billion-dollar industry, and an automated system that does all the heavy lifting and creates and helps you to create a leveraged pandemic-proof income. Just pick a pack, lock arms, let's get started. We've got something dynamic going on here. And now what I'd like to do is introduce you to the man who brought me together with Austin Zuloff, that helped to create the dynamics here of what's going on with Xelliss. He's awesome friend of mine. We've gotten to know each other really well. He is a serial entrepreneur since the age of 5, a millionaire at the age of 29. He has built a multiple 7-figure earner, with 3 different businesses, both on a traditional side as well as on a network marketing side. What I found exciting from my perspective was also that he built the #1 sponsoring team out of 1 million reps in 50 countries. And this was with a legacy multi-million-dollar company. They were already out there working the business. He came on board and he just rocked it with his team. He's been an top industry coach with almost 200 clients worldwide. It gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend, my business team partner, my mentor, Mr. Tim Edwards. Tim, over to you.
Appreciate that. Super duper job, girl. I love those testimonies as well. Well, guys, from my perspective, there's not much I can add to that incredible what you just saw with Miss Ann. But, for me, this was really about freedom, right? If I had a really great business that made a lot of income, but it's a lot of stress, a lot of overhead, no vacations, heart palpitations in my late 20s, and it was about getting my life back. I had a 4-year-old daughter that I didn't know because I left in the morning at dark. She was asleep. I got home at night. She was asleep. And it was really about getting something where I could build up an income and I could actually spend time and have a life. So if you're looking for something, whether it's extra income, if you're looking for a plan B, because you don't really trust corporate America anymore, or you have a traditional business maybe that the pandemic has really affected, this is something you can build up, right? And you don't have to rely on anybody else. You got the exit strategy for the people that are aggressive. So, there's a few things here that again, from my 28 years in the business, that you just don't hear anywhere else. When you hear some of the best science out there, and then you got best prices, you don't hear those things in the same sentence. You don't hear ground floor without the risk. Usually ground floor has a lot of risk. These guys are in Europe for 7 years and they're starting here. So you've got that ground floor without the risk. And then top industry coaches that most people pay thousands and thousands and thousands for just to spend time with. You get access to us 24/7 forever for free. You don't get top coaches and free in the same sentence either. So there are things here you cannot replicate anywhere else on the planet, period. So with that, I'll throw it back to Ann.
Well, thanks, Tim. I'm so grateful to be connected here, working together with you, with Austin, with so many of you that are on this today, listening in. It's just so dynamic what we have going on here. And I'm going to strongly suggest to all of you, okay, if you're here listening to this for the first time, get back to the person who introduced you here, who invited you to be on this presentation. If you're looking at this and this is a recording and a replay that you're watching, get back to the person that invited you to the replay. Tell them you're ready to take a real serious look. You want to lock arms. You want to lock in your spot now, because we go live on Monday, okay? Vroom, vroom, get ready, Austin Zuloff. Monday, the United States of America is live in Xelliss. So have a great next couple of days, guys. We're going to be rocking and rolling here. We have a Saturday training with Mr. Austin Zuloff at 12 noon Eastern. I hope all of you will be on there with us. Every Saturday we do a team training. And if you're joining us tonight, I want to welcome you home, and come join us, lock arms in Xelliss. Good night, everybody.
So how did you like that? Ann is pretty amazing, right? There's a reason that my team and I decided that we wanted to lock arms with her and build an amazing business together. All right, so I hope this gave you quite a bit of information about what Xelliss is, about the products, about the compensation plan, and maybe got your brain thinking about how this could be an amazing opportunity for you, okay? At the beginning of this video, I shared with you how I had an opportunity that you could potentially win something, okay? I am now going to be sharing with you that thing that you can win today, okay? So if you see in the comments below this video, in the description, there is actually a place where you can tap where I said that you can get bonuses like an iPad, a laptop, or even gift certificates, okay? What I want you to do, I want you to click on that link, and it's going to ask you, there's a survey for you. It's going to ask you a bunch of questions about yourself, what you like best. Answer them to the best of your abilities, and you could enter to win one of those three things: the iPad, laptop, or amazing gift certificates, okay? So definitely worth checking out. Go ahead and do that right now. And then if you're looking for more information, please feel free to reach out to me. I left some information for you to be able to connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere really. And please feel free to reach out to me and ask me any and all questions. And if you want more information, stick around after that survey where you can actually start getting some more information about this amazing company. All right. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you next time.